A couple of weeks ago, how's your training block been?
I didn't play in Toronto because it was such a tight turnaround, but of course I would have loved to. You know, I have a Canadian passport, but I would have had to fly Saturday, play Sunday, and I think it would have just been too tight of a turnover. And yeah, I think I've always done things a little bit differently, so I feel okay ahead of the US Open though.
Do you see yourself kind of continuing to have blocks where you train, or do you want to get to the point where you can kind of play weeks in a row, I guess?
Yeah, I think I mix and match. It depends. I don't think I'll ever be the player who's playing, you know, like close to 30 events a year. I think that's not my style. It never has been. When I was playing, you know, juniors even, I would pretty much just play a few tournaments, play the slams, go to school, and I've kind of always done it that way. Even when I won the US Open, you know, I only played a few tournaments that year. Yes, they were closer together, but I'm not in any big rush to play loads. I think I'd rather target tournaments and be ready to play the tournaments that I'm entered in.
And you haven't been here for a couple of years. You obviously missed last year after the operation. You've spoken sort of over the summer how you've sort of come to terms with winning the title here, how you maybe feel. How do you feel coming back this year as opposed to when you're defending the title?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. I feel very proud when I come here. I mean, walking past my photo every day, walking past my name on the trophy every day, I think that's such an epic achievement. And, you know, these 2 weeks I completed it. So for me, coming back here now, I come back with such a different outlook and just, yeah, joy and proudness. And it inspires me to want to do more.
And that's a different feeling from when you came back the year after defending. Was it a different feeling then?
Yeah, I would say I was a lot more nervous, and I think I felt pressure more. I think it's natural. I still didn't really come to terms, and I think overall now I'm just in a lot more solid and consistent state than I was when I came back last time.
You mentioned a tight turnaround to Toronto. Some players didn't play in the Olympics because they thought it would not be preparation for this with the schedule. You had the decision you made? Do you understand why some people thought it'd just be too much court switching and everything, and just played a hard court season instead?
Yeah, I mean, I stand by the decision not to play the Olympics. I don't need to, you know, chase and switch surfaces at this point in my recovery and my rehab and my return to playing. I think. Yeah, I still stand by the decision that I made and just focus on the hard court swing.
Why did you, just to get sort of an explanation behind the situation, why do you think it best maybe just like to go home rather than like play more matches in America or wait for Cincinnati qualies? What was the decision behind going back to London?
Yeah, I mean, I would have just been waiting to play Cincinnati qualies because I wouldn't have maybe. It was difficult for me to play the week before this because I didn't want to, like, you know, risk picking anything up and then delaying, you know, my chances to be fully fit for the US Open. So it would have pretty much just been like coming back for Cincy qualies, and I thought it would be better at the time, and we all thought it would be best to just go home and do things there.
And this is the first Grand Slam officially after the Andy Murray, the new Andy Murray era. I mean, I don't know if it feels any different for you, and how do you see the state of British tennis and who's going to step up, do you think, and start to take that spotlight now going forward?
No, it doesn't feel different at all. I think, you know, tennis is unforgiving in that sense. No matter kind of who you are, it just moves on. You know, there's always another match. There's always another tournament. Of course, Andy's achieved amazing things, and I watched him win this tournament. But yeah, it's a fast pace, just like life is. You know, it's old news the next day kind of thing. So I think the Brits are doing really well right now. I think overall we're all kind of pushing each other. We're all competitive. You see other ones doing well and you want to, you know, do the same. And I think especially in the guys, there's a lot more guys in qualifying this year, which is, you know, really cool because when I came 3 years ago, there were barely, you know, any players. So yeah, now I feel like there are a lot more who have chances to do well in even the main.
Did you find the little girl who you obviously messaged her, and just wondering if you found her in the end, and do you see yourself as an inspiration for young girls coming through?
Yeah, I did. I found her. I saw her at my practice this morning. She was there, which was great. And then I actually hit with her a little bit. I asked her to come down onto court, and we hit a few balls. And her name's Remy. She's really good. She's 7. She barely missed a ball, and yeah, she has a lot of courage to kind of go onto the court with a lot of people watching and start hitting balls. And it was nice to meet her and speak to her. And obviously, I felt incredibly bad about yesterday, but yeah, I feel good, and I feel happy that I was able to connect with her today.
We have time for 2 more.
Hi, Emma. Just obviously this year has been about trying to come back from injuries and be fully fit again. I just want next year, if you don't have setbacks along the way, do you think you would want to play more than you have this year?
I think I would play more than this year, yes. I don't think I would play a lot more. I don't think I'd play everything. But I think compared to this year, yeah, I'd play a few more tournaments.
Yeah, last one.
I would just, I asked Francis Chaffo the same question. Obviously, he had his reasons for skipping the Olympics too, but he also said, I had massive FOMO, like seeing it on the TV, particularly on the day of the opening ceremony and the boat and everything. I just wondered how you felt watching the Olympics, if you did.
Yeah, of course. It's something that you really want to be a part of when you see everyone at the opening ceremony. I think that moment is... for me, like watching the Olympics growing up, I just remember the opening ceremony pretty much, and Usain Bolt winning the 100. That's like the only 2 things I remember. So I think seeing that part, yeah, I missed out. But I think it was just the smartest decision, and I don't really regret it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Al.
Hello, Emma. How are you doing?
Yeah, seeing us. Oh.
So I had to remind myself it's actually only the 2nd time you've been back here since winning the title. So what's it like to be back? Still an exciting venue to come to?
Yeah, very much so. I love this tournament. I have amazing memories from it in 2021, and it's just a great feeling to come back and to see my face on the wall, to see my name on the trophy. I think that's pretty spectacular, and I'm still only 21 years old, so I still have a lot of years at trying to win this title and the other slams. So I'm feeling really good.
And what are your expectations for this US Open? How well do you think you're playing, having had a good run at Wimbledon and then reached the quarterfinals in Washington?
Yeah, I played a good match against Paula in DC. It was in the quarters and 3 sets. We both kind of had chances, and I was up a break in the 3rd set, and she went on to win the tournament. So it was, a really tough loss to take in the moment because it was so close. But I had to take the positives, and my level was pretty good. So yeah, I've had a pretty decent run of tournaments recently.
And you played just the 1 tournament in the US between Wimbledon and this US Open. What was the thinking behind that? Because not as many tournaments as some of your peers and rivals will have been playing.
Yeah, I really wanted to play in Toronto, especially because I was born there, and I really wanted to go there, of course, but the turnaround was too tight for qualifying. I would have had to play on Sunday, and I finished late Friday night, so flying there and adjusting it, I just felt it was too tight. And then otherwise, yeah, I just always do things a little bit differently, so I stuck by that.
Yeah, which is absolutely your call, but it's also quite interesting that you've not played qualifying, have you, since you won the title here 3 years ago. So is that an aversion to playing qualifying, or you just don't think it will benefit you in the way that it might have done in the past?
I think playing qualies is not something that I'm against because, if you get through those 2 rounds, you feel you're adjusted to the courts. If you're playing a seed, you have a better eye for the ball, a better feel. It's not that I'm against it at all. It was just I I would have pretty much had to wait around just for one tournament in qualies and then another week off before US Open. So I think it was just better decision we all made to just go back and work on things there.
And what about the draw in the first round here against Sofia Kenin, against another Grand Slam champion? Yeah,
of course. I mean, I know better than anyone pretty much that if you win a slam, you're dangerous no matter when, no matter what. And I think she clearly has that level in her, and it's a tough match. I think it's a good match between two pretty young slam champions. So I'm looking forward to that match because I know it's going to be a difficult one, and I'm expecting a tough one.
And just one more, that young fan who was calling out for you after practice the other day, but I don't think you could quite get to her.
Yeah,
you managed to find her?
Up. Yeah, Remy, she was too far up on grandstand, and I had to rush off. But yeah, I felt really bad when I heard her. Like such a young, high pitched, cute voice in the stands, and then I made that tweet yesterday, and I saw her today at this morning's practice, and invited her down to the court, and we hit a few balls, which was really cool because I gave her my racket, which was much too big for her, and she did amazing. She barely missed a ball, and then we spoke to her after, which I felt happy that I was able to kind of redo whatever I did yesterday.
Best of luck here, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you.